In this video today, I'll be breaking down the Siren archetype from Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction. Let's get it today.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about the Siren archetype, okay? Now guys, okay, you know that you've had a crush on a siren at least once in your life. Or you've at least given them attention to the point where you have given her a little bit too much attention, okay? The reason the siren is such a powerful archetype, and mostly females are sirens, okay? A male siren equivalent would probably be like, I don't know, Christian Grey probably is the best example I can think of. However, the female siren is more like Cleopatra or Aphrodite. She has a mythic quality about her, right? Modern day sirens, let me think. For you e-boys out there, probably Belle Delphine. She's swallowing you up, you know, with her content. If she's selling you bathwater, that's a siren for sure, bro. Brief disclaimer as well, these are my own interpretations of these archetypes, all right? So take it with a grain of salt. It's interesting to me that the siren is represented through water, and we know that story of Odysseus, Homer's Iliad, right?
Boys.
Where, yeah, the story of the siren, like we're aware of that somewhat, so has this tempting quality. It captures a male's libido, probably a woman who's stopped you from your No Nut November streak. She represents water not because of the fluid quality. Of course, she is very fluid and flowing and all this other stuff. She incorporates and embodies pleasure as a woman, the Shakti energy, right? However, mainly she's gonna drown you in her world, okay? That's why she represents water, because she can drown you. Really important to understand that Marilyn Monroe is also has one of these qualities, right? Of the allure. And the fact is, if you're a woman really doing your makeup well, being highly fashionable, turn up the sexuality a little bit, not so much that it's slutty, but just it's like enough that you know that it's hinting at something, it's insinuating something, right? It's stirring the imagination of the man, showing a tiny little bit of skin, like not too much that you're like, oh, this is a ratchet, this is a thotty right here, you know what I mean?
This is a ratchet hoe right here.
No, it's not that. It's the sultry movements, it's the sensuality, right? It is that, but also mixed with a coyness and an innocence. Nowadays, it's becoming more common that women are playing the siren because of media and things like this. You know, women are listening to Nicki Minaj, and you know, look at the female role models out there, right? Highly hypersexualized. And so there is this kind of, you know, sexualization that a lot of young women kind of get into, right? But a lot of them are afraid to play this role, right? Afraid to be the siren in a sense. The siren sounds like she just got out of bed. She has that voice that's really soft, and it can actually lull you into a dream world, like with that voice. The voice itself has almost like an animal quality underneath it, like a primal quality, right? A sexual primal quality underneath it. And she adorns herself with jewelry and fashion and items and things as well. It's like she wants the moths to come towards the flame, right? Think about how Cleopatra seduced Julius Caesar, right, as well. So while one part of the siren archetype screams sex, the other part of this siren archetype is like a little bit naive and like, you know, gullible. A little bit like lost. Like the damsel in distress is a great example, right? Oh,
I just need a man.
Right? It's like that willing submissiveness that I think is, that little bit of, that hint of submissiveness with the sexuality, I think is almost so suggestive to the male brain that one, she's sexual, she's down, right? She's DTF or whatever. At the second one, the fantasy of like, oh, but she doesn't know yet. Okay? Oh, but she hasn't explored this world yet. She's lost. I need to protect her. I need to protect her, man! I need to protect her, right? It's stirring up that in the man, because the man wants to be the protector, the provider, the lover, right? She has a way of actually getting all three of these out of the guy, which is very powerful to actually understand this. She has this very captivating quality. If she walks into a room, you know the eyes are going to be on her. Like everyone's just gonna stop what they're doing and just give her that much. Because she's alluring, she stands out. If she has this powerful feminine quality to topple kingdoms over and just simply look at a man, right, make him a childish slave, that's how you know you're dealing with a siren. One might be consciously playing the siren, unconsciously playing the siren, doesn't matter, right? You're still adopting this archetype if you have some of these qualities that I mentioned. You know what? Men want to feel like they're in control, like they're responsible, like they can handle things. So when a man sees a siren, he drops everything, right? He actually gives up control. He becomes a little bit irresponsible, right? And the man wants to do that, right? Because he feels burdened by the responsibilities and like always being the man and being in control and never letting go, to like being captivated by this feminine essence or this beauty where it reminds him that he can surrender, that he can let go, right? And so the archetype is almost like an embodiment portal, right? That if you walk through as a man, if you understand that this woman has this quality of the siren, she's going to be elusive, she's going to be mysterious, she's going to be a little bit aloof and distant. That's okay, right? That's the part of the role that she's playing. Your movements are almost graceful in a sense, like, I have all the time in the world kind of vibe. It promises you of a great future. I think of her almost like, she's the embodiment of the almost like a really good salesperson, right? But she's selling herself. She's selling her looks, her beauty, her personality and charm through this archetype, right? A lot of women, they can really pull off this quality well because they can mix the innocence with the erotic. The siren is a sovereign woman. However, she's not like fully, she understands how the world works, and she understands that men, you know, like attention, and they want to be, you know, they want to look at something beautiful. They understand this, right? And so they play that up. They use that to their advantage. The seduction works, okay? She's so feminine and sexual, it's almost like she's a caricature of a person, right? Like a Jessica Rabbit. Like, I don't think you would see a siren and be like, oh yeah, she's just a regular chick, right? She's this chick that stands out. She's the chick in the classroom back in the day where you would be like, whoa, that's that hot girl, right? And it's important to notice that she had this quality. She had this leadership quality and this confidence, which was very alluring. It was sassy, it was a little bit playful, teasing, it was a little bit leading you on. This powerful, potent expression of female energy. A lot of times women are shamed for being sexual, right? Because the siren has such an understanding of both of these two worlds, these two universes, portals you could think of them as. One portal goes into Eros, right? Aphrodite energy, that ability to have love and pleasure and beauty, and you know, that feminine charm that replenishes you when you look at it. That Eros energy has a hint of danger to it, right? It's like a Lilith, a little bit of a heightened risk, which again, risk is a flow state trigger, right? So it heightens a little bit of risk in us, but it's also excitement. The suggestibility is amped up on a siren. She will suggest and insinuate a lot of things where it will make you question, like, is she flirting with me or not? Like, what's going on? That is the mystery of the siren. It like pulls you in. You don't know what is going on in her mind, right? She might give you very brief answers, a little bit distant, but then what she portrays through her image is like, I'm sexual, I love pleasure, I love finer things, right? It traps the male psyche in this fantasy of like, oh, this woman who is almost like this mythical caricature, right? And so it takes on a life of its own in the male brain, challenges the male, right, to actually go on this adventure or this seduction quest. The siren has a very magnetic pull towards the male mind, and her looks are really important as well. I'd like to mention this: the makeup, the looks, they're very important because she is playing to the male gaze, right? Deeply fascinating and fun individual. If you've ever seen or been with a siren, you know that it's fun, right? It's adventurous, it's fun, it's alluring, and it can lead you on sometimes, but hey, as a guy, it's worth the risk. And you understand that seduction is a long game, and to be with the siren, you have to be with the chaotic side of feminine yin energy. And that a little bit of that is okay, but too much of that and we start going, whoa, right? So it's got to be a fine-tuned balance, right? The siren, great examples, Cleopatra, like I mentioned. I would say the siren also has a bit of like a diva quality to her. She's flaunting her stuff, right? She knows she's got it, and she's just embracing that. And I think there's something very alluring and attractive about that. Us guys, you know, we're thinking about sex 24/7, straight up. Straight up, that's what guys are thinking about. Like, this woman reminds me of the thing I'm thinking about all the time. So of course he's gonna get captivated by this archetype. It's difficult to break out of that hypnosis or that spell. I would say definitely practice seeing through the illusion of the mirage of the siren if you're so captivated by it and you can't do anything. Like, really start to break down like, hey, she's a regular person, you know, bring her back down to humanity, right? She's not this iconic figure or whatever. Like, she has DNA and genes and cells, and she goes to the bathroom, and, you know, humanize her. Humanize her is going to be a lot easier for you than thinking that, oh, she's like this image that she's portrayed. She's portraying this image. Don't get lost in the sauce, essentially, as I'm telling you guys, okay? So anyways, I hope this video helped you out today. If you have any other questions, you know, let me know. I'm doing this series. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Boom.